Hello, everybody, and how are you today? I was finishing up steeping my morning tea. No more than 5 minutes. Any more than that would be the act of a barbarian. I also don't leave the tea bag in the cup, so that's great aunt kind of things. Anyway, I came across this article in Red State. Link in the description. I'll actually do it this time. Kamala Harris got into law school via a program she did not qualify for. There's a lot of things coming out about this woman's background now. Some things, I'm just gonna let go. Candace Owens has been going hard on her background. I'm gonna wait till a few more people actually go down that route before that. I do like Candace Owens, however, she does ride that rail. Let's just put it that way. And God, I hope that's not a euphemism for anything else. Anyhow, let's take a look at this article. Kamala Harris graduated from Howard University without honors. Harris then applied to law school. She was admitted to Hastings School of Law at the University of California. Hastings is considered a good law school, but not elite. It ranks 80th of America's ABA schools. Admissions isn't a breeze, but it is pretty easy to be accepted for an honor student with a solid LSAT. Of the total applicants to Hastings, about half are accepted, and around a third of that number actually enroll. That means Hastings is a backup law school for a lot of the applicants. That happens. I went to a school attached to the University of Baltimore, and that was a lot of people's secondary school. She wasn't an honor student at Howard. There is no information on what Kamala Harris scored on her LSAT. We do know that she didn't pass the bar on the first try when 80% of her classmates did pass. So how did a run-of-the-mill student and daughter of a privileged upbringing get into Hastings School of Law? Easy. She fudged her application. Harris was admitted under a program called LEOP, according to the university. UC Hastings created the Legal Education Opportunity Program, LEOP, or LEOP, in 1969 to make an outstanding legal education accessible to those who come from disadvantaged economic and educational backgrounds. And like everything else that leftists get a hold of, they turned it into a place where they just pick winners and losers. Students are encouraged to submit a separate LEOP statement describing the adversity they faced and its impact on their academic preparedness for law school. Diagnostic reports documenting disabilities and/or accommodations can be submitted as addenda. A Politico article from 2021 describes Harris at Hastings. In the fall of 1986, Harris arrived on campus at Hastings a week before most of her classmates. She was part of the Pre-Orientation Legal Education Opportunity Program, LEOP, which had been founded in 1969 to help law students from disadvantaged communities navigate the stringent demands of the first-year curriculum. She was not disadvantaged. Even by her own admission, she was middle class. And she wasn't even that. Harris had come to a predominantly white institution after 4 years at a historically black university. Beyond introducing students to Socratic pedagogy, woo, big word, case briefing, and exam taking, the pre-orientation also gave students of color a sense of community and a hamlet of solidarity in a cutthroat environment. Harris, the daughter of two college professors who grew up attending private schools in Canada, was not in the least economically or socially disadvantaged. But there she is, claiming she was. At the start of the program in the early 70s, new students admitted through LEOP did not fare well. The dropout rate was high, so the school instituted a more hands-on routine, assigning one-on-one tutors to help navigate law school for LEOP students. On paper, the program wasn't intended for one of her social position of privilege. Harris was immersed in Indian culture growing up in Montreal. Her family traveled the world. Her mother was taken aback when a Head Start teacher was shocked that Harris wasn't from the poor side of Oakland. Harris's mother told him that Kamala was the daughter of privilege. Harris didn't fit into the intended target demographic that LEOP was designed for, but she fully took advantage of her ethnic heritage, at least one side of it. Once admitted under the program, Harris joined the BLSA, Black Law Students Association. Of course, raised by her Indian mother, Harris found more currency in being black. Students discovered that a bulletin board decorated by the Black Law Student Association, BLSA, to commemorate Black History Month had been vandalized with a racist marking, a grotesque caricature of a black man with a forbidden sign slashing his face. Harris told the Hastings newspaper that it's what we have to deal with all the time. Apparently, no one was ever identified for this act of racism. 36 years ago, race hoaxes weren't all the rage. Yes, just like they are today. Even back then, you can say whatever you like. But the adage is true. The demand for racism is much bigger than its actual supply. Although some of her fellow students talked about Harris's passion, none spoke of her intellect. One professor said that she was very polite and reserved demeanor, sitting to the far right of the very last row in the auditorium, listening intently but not saying much. California attorney Laura Powell tracked down other information about Harris while Harris was at Hastings. During Harris's time at Hastings, she was, according to her resume, president of the BLSA, and thus likely sat in judgment of who would get into Hastings via LEOP. Harris Dean found out that the committee that selected students was interviewing applicants. He said that he stopped the interview process because it became clear that it wasn't accepting students based on need, or in Harris's case, a lack of need, but based on political leanings. How about that? A Marxist making sure that only Marxists benefit from a government program? Who'd have thunk it? When he asked the selector about asking political questions, he didn't like the answer. One student at the meeting said, well, we don't ask those questions. We likely would get Clarence Thomas. You mean somebody who actually interprets the Constitution as it was written and doesn't throw racial politics into the mix under the illusion of the pursuit of happiness clause? Please. It's insanity, pardon me. That comment confirmed the dean's worst fears. The interview process was stopped when it was obvious that the program was left-leaning and biased. This is what you're looking at, folks. Put this student, or put this woman into office, and this is exactly what you're looking for. To get into law school, Harris was a beneficiary of a program that wasn't intended for someone of her economic or social status. She almost certainly lied on her application, or at a minimum knew that her politics would fit with the LEOP selection committee. Harris was waved in because of a lie or because of politics. Harris has consistently used the system she decries, and she gained positions that she did not deserve and did not earn. She gamed the system. Not very equitable of her, it seems. And this little sign from the jerk, but I'm not going to put it. It's an actual hilarious line if you've ever seen this movie. It's damn near a work of art. It actually is. But there you have it, folks. This is Kamala Harris. This is who is running for president. This is the woman who wants to be your leader, somebody who has consistently lied about her background, who has consistently lied about her qualifications. When she ran for president back in 2019, she did not get a single vote. She dropped out before the start of the primaries because she knew she was going to get nothing. All right? She was put into place for the pure politics of it. She is where she is by manipulating the system, manipulating the people that she's been with. I'm putting that nicely. And manipulating public sentiment. And this can happen. So thank you very much, people. Thank you for joining me today. Join me every day, or at least every day that I do this. I've been a little bit haphazard in this, and that is going to stop. Anyway, hey, comment. Let me know how you feel about this. Like, share, subscribe. Okay, talk to you guys later.